Hell, today we're going to be doing a Mafia 1 recap. So this video is basically for the people who've never played Mafia ever, and or has played Mafia 2 but not Mafia 1. So I'm going to be making a recap for Mafia 2 just to get ready for Mafia 3 when it comes out in October. I'm quite excited, and in this recap I'll be showing you the missions, the characters, everything you need, so you'll be able to follow the Mafia 2 recap, and just in case there's any characters or references from Mafia 3 relating to Mafia 1 or Mafia 2. So let's get straight into it, and I hope you enjoy and like and subscribe. So, prologue. 1938, present day, we are introduced to our protagonist Tommy Angelo as he's given a witness statement or a testimony to Detective Norman about the Salieri crime family that he is currently inside, and basically this is how the story is told throughout his testimony of the story. This is where Mission 1 begins, an offer you can't refuse. In 1938, years prior of the present, Tommy is a taxi driver and he takes a break from his job until he runs into two associates of the Salieri family, which are Sam and Paulie, which are driving away from rival gangsters, the Morello gang, and Paulie threatens Tommy into driving them away from the Morello gang and back to the Salieri bar. And Tommy successfully does that and actually gains the respect from Don Salieri, and Sam gives Tommy a favour and some money to repair his taxi, but which leads to Tommy to question his job and what he's doing with his life. This leads on to Mission 2 the next day, when Tommy is ambushed by the Morello goons from the night before, and he is forced to run away whilst they're trying to beat him up. So Tommy runs all the way to the Salieri bar that he dropped off Paul and Sam to cash in his favour from Don Salieri. The goons chase him all the way to Salieri's bar and follow him inside. The goons are then killed, and then Tommy is brought into the Salieri family. So this leads to retaliation. Don Salieri sends Paulie and Tommy to go and attack the Morello family, who attacked them first, by blowing up their cars with Molotovs, leading into Mission 3, the Molotov Party. The next day, ordinary routine Mission 4, Tommy, Sam and Paulie collecting protection money in different businesses around Lost Heaven. This leads to a motel in the countryside, which Paulie and Sam go inside, and a Morello goons ambush them. The Morello goon comes out after shooting Paulie and kidnapping Sam to warn Tommy to keep away, Salieri, and that Morello is taken over. So Tommy sneaks in, kills all the Morello goons until there's one left, which is Soldato called Louis. He steals the money from the business and warns Tommy to keep away as he tries to drive off. So Tommy, Sam and Paulie chase after this man and shoot him in the middle of the road, and that ends that 1930. Which leads on to 1932. This is when Tommy and Salieri fix the Grand Prix of Lost Heaven in 1932. He tasks Tommy to go and sabotage a car, which he brings to Lucas Bertone, who is an engineer that helps the family and helps Tommy find different cars and lockpick himself into new cars. So he brings the car to Lucas Bertone, he damages it, and the racer that he's racing against in the Grand Prix conks out, leading Tommy to win the Grand Prix and winning the Salieri family lots and lots and lots of money. So Mission 6, Sarah starts. The bartender from Salieri asks Tommy to escort his daughter Sarah back to her apartment as she was harassed the night before by three goons in the alleyways. So Tommy accepts and escorts her through the alleyways back home, and they are met again by the three goons. Tommy attacks them and goes back to her apartment and starts a relationship with her, and that same night conceives their first child, which is born in 1935. This leads to the next morning, Salieri tasking Paulie and Tommy to attacking the goons again, who have been trying to start criminal activities on the Salieri's territory. They crash them off the road and kill both the men. Well, as they think they've killed both the men, but one of the men lives, and the one they kill is a city councillor's son, leading to the political characters of the city targeting Salieri. So Mission 8 and 9, the Horde, the Priest. Tommy is tasked to go to the Corleone Hotel and take care of a witness that has been chatting shit, basically. Anyway, has been talking about Salieri's activities and has got a member killed and another member to lose a lot of money. So, and is also tasked to blow up the Corleone Hotel, as they won't pay Tommy or the Salieri family any protection money, but they'll pay the Morello gang. So Tommy goes to the hotel and discovers that Michelle, a known associate of the Salieri family and Sarah's best friend, is the leak, and he remembers meeting her in the mission Fair Play, mission 4. So then Tommy then has a conscience and lets her go, obviously saying that it should never ever come back to the city. So, and then blows up the Corleone Hotel and then goes to the church where the funeral of one of the men who survived the crash, the goons, the city councillor's son's funeral, and then kills everyone there just to make sure that they don't talk. Mission 10, a trip to the country. Basically, it's a shipment of alcohol that's being distributed through the countryside, and the Morello gang attack it, ambushing the Salieri family. So then Sam is kidnapped by the Morello men, so Tommy saves them, and then they ultimately get back to the city safe with the shipment, so all is safe and sound. Leading into Mission 11, Omerta, when Salieri sends Tommy to kill his longtime friend Frank Coletti, who is his consigliere, who has given the FBI evidence against the Salieri family to put them all in prison for the rest of their lives. Tommy does not go through with it and does not kill Frank, but Frank tells Tommy where the evidence is that he was going to use against him, which is located in a DA's office. No, it's in a mansion, DA's mansion in Lost Heaven. So Tommy gets a safecracker, goes to the mansion and steals the evidence back so they could not use it against the Salieri family. So this leads on to the next mission, which is mission 13, a great deal, which Paulie and Tommy and Sam meet Bill Gates, not the same Bill Gates from Microsoft, but then the Morello goons show up and ruin the deal. So the Morello goons show up, kill Bill Gates, who is given a deal to the Paulie, Sam and Tommy for the whiskey that has been stolen off the Morello goons. So, and Paulie, Tommy and Sam escape the Morello goons with the shipment and delivering a huge blow to the Morello's reputation in the city. So, 1935, Mission 14, Bon Appetit. Salieri then goes out to dinner with Tommy, as Salieri's bodyguard does not show up to work. They go to Pepe's restaurant, which is also located in Lost Heaven, and an assassination hit takes place against Salieri. So Morello has his men blow up Pepe's restaurant, trying to kill Salieri, but they do not succeed, as Tommy protects Salieri and kills all the hitmen. Salieri then knows exactly who set him up, as they go to his bodyguard's apartment, finding him there, and they fortunately kill him, getting rid of the rat in the Salieri family. Then this leads to the next mission. This is all-out war has started against Salieri's and Morello's. We're introduced to Don Morello and Sergio Morello Jr., who is his brother. Mission 16, the Lucky Bastard. Assassination takes place for Sergio Morello, but the first assassination does not succeed. Neither does the second, and neither does the third. As the first one, they shoot the wrong person. The second one, they blow up the mistress. And the third one, well, let's just say he misses the car and the train hits the Salieri men. So this leads on to Tommy finding Sergio and killing him. Mission 17, Creme de la Creme. They kill Don Morello. They go to the theatre where he was supposed to be, and then they chase him to the airport, and then they shoot down his plane, ended the Morello in Lost Heaven. So 3 years later, Salieri is top dog in Lost Heaven. So that means that he has to own every political character in the city, except from one political character does not accept his demands, and Tommy is tasked to kill him with a sniper rifle in front of all the audience that he's given a speech to. He then tasks Paulie, Sam and Tommy to go and oversee a delivery of cigar shipments, and before this happens, Paulie gets Sam and Tommy in on a plan to rob a bank and get a little take for themselves instead of a small take that Salieri gives them. Unfortunately, Tommy doesn't accept at first, but Sam does not accept at all, and the plan does not go through until the end of the mission. During the mission, Tommy and Paulie find diamonds hidden inside of the scar boxes that weren't told, well, they weren't told about them, which means that Salieri was scamming them and keeping the money for himself. This makes Tommy want to rob the bank even more, so Tommy and Paulie go ahead with the plan and rob a bank, leading on to Mission 20, Moonlighting, where Tommy and Paulie go against Salieri and actually pull off the job and rob the bank, really, and they get away with a lot of dough without giving Salieri any tribute or any share. Also doing the plan without Sam, which really makes problems for them in the end, as Mission 21, the death of Art. Tommy goes back to Paulie's apartment after stashing the cash there to see him dead on the floor. Tommy cries out in agony, like, as one of his best friends has just died, and he checks the cash to see it all missing. Sam later calls and orchestrates a meeting between him and Tommy to meet at the museum to talk about Paulie's death. Tommy goes there, and it is revealed that Sam in fact killed Paulie for Don Salieri, and it starts a little showdown against Tommy and Sam. During the showdown, Sam reveals that Don Salieri in fact sent them to kill Tommy and Paulie for hitting up the bank job and not giving them any sort of tribute. He also reveals that Frank was in fact found and killed in Europe somewhere, and along with Michelle, who he let live at the Corleone Hotel, showing that Tommy was actually a liability leading these people to live, and he was going to die one way or another. So this also leads to Sam getting killed off Tommy, and then Tommy going to the police, and now this is where we are in 1938, where the story ends. Tommy finishes his statement, and Detective Norman accepts and puts Salieri and the rest of his men behind bars, and some of them even get the death penalty, whereas Tommy gets put into the witness protection program, changing his name and changing places in the States with his family. So a flash forward to 1951, a 51-year-old Tommy Angelo is seen living life at peace, watering his garden, nice neighborhood, until a red car stops at his garden and two men get out. One of them approaching Tommy, who has now got a new name. One of them asks Mr. Angelo, and he foolishly says yes, ? And the other man says Mr. Salieri sends his regards, and then finally shooting Tommy, killing Tommy, and ending the story right there. By this, we'll understand that he was sent by Salieri, and that is where the story ends. Tommy got what he deserved after he ratted off his family, and during one of the end missions, Sam actually foreshadows this by saying that Salieri will get Tommy one day, anytime, anywhere, really, and that's exactly what he got. So this was the Mafia recap. Like and subscribe for some more, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.